What is up, guys? Hey, are you guys ready to see how to essentially what my tech stack is, like how to code with AI and what am I using? All right, so I'm going to show you guys my two softwares that I use, which is one called MyAiTeam and two cursor.com. All right, and I'm going to show you how I use those in conjunction, like both of those at the same time. All right, so before we dive in, my name is Jeff Caldwell. Subscribe, hit the like button, do all those cool little like YouTube thingies. I love you guys. And let's dive in, baby. All right, so here we go. All right, so I just want to let you guys know I am not a coder. I do not claim to be a coder. I claim what's this new term called vibe coding. All right, so this is my vibe coding setup. All right, so if you guys are wondering, all right, so the first software I use is a software called MyAiTeam. This is a software I personally built, and I build it because I build a lot of websites and I needed something to help kick butt with it. All right, this in here has something that I call AI code snippets. All right, MyAiTeam is $97 a month. In here, you will need to add your own Anthropic API key. Okay, I give you the link where to get it. You need to add like 20 bucks. All right, 5 to 20 bucks to get started. Okay. So here we go. So people want to know, what is my setup? Okay. So a lot of you guys see what MyAiTeam is. If you guys didn't know, MyAiTeam can create anything. All right. I will start with a website. Let me just say, let me just show you guys a website. Let's just say I wanted to, let's just say let's see, is anybody joining here live? Let's go. Okay. All right. So I have a game website. Okay. It's called AI Coded Games. Okay. So AIcodedgames.com. All right. And this website, let's just say this website needs a hiring developer page. All right. So I'm just going to swipe this whole thing and I'm just going to say, come over here, and I'm going to say looking for new game developer. All right, game dev. All right, and I'm going to say create me a. Actually, here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna use this little tool that I coded up with AI. So I'm going to say create me a landing page that is looking for the right person that could do AI coding, which is quote unquote vibe coding, and they want to make games. Right now, it's an internship. But if they publish their games, they'll be able to split 50-50 with the Google ad revenue from this website if they're interested. Only taking one developer. Email jeff@myAiTeam.com if you want to apply. All right, so here's what we're going to do is that is going to transcribe. I think I closed it before it transcribed. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to, I will just say, can you create me a job application? I'm just going to make sure, because that was so much, I'm just going to make sure I don't close it before I think. So can you use this copy and create me a job application for a AI vibe coding developer, somebody that wants to make games and get paid 50% commission on the Google ads revenue is the pay. If you want to apply, message jeff@myAiTeam.com. All right, so that's going to transcribe. We're not going to close it before it's copied, and then it's going to copy. All right, so now we're going to be able to paste that right there. All right, so now we could have that into our folder. All right, so this is going to code up us a new software. All right, so this is right now coding us our whole entire page. Let's see what it creates in a second. And if you guys didn't know, this AI Coded Games website, this entire thing is all coded with AI. Okay. And so I want to, in a few seconds, MyAiTeam is going to take this code. You see how it says view code up at the top left? This is all the code that it spits out. Okay. So it's in a few seconds, boom. MyAiTeam AI vibe coding developer. Join our team and create amazing AI-powered games. Job description. We are looking for a talented AI vibe coding developer to join our dynamic team at MyAiTeam. In this role, you will be at the forefront of creating innovation, AI-powered games that captivate and engage users. All right, I love this. Responsibilities, develop and create games, collaborate with AI systems, beautiful, optimize game performance and user experience, implement monetization through Google Ads, stay current with AI. All right, cool. So this literally says, here's the qualifications. Compensation, 50% of Google ad revenue generated from your games. Remote flexibility, available. Boom. All right, this is cool. And then it has a little application. This is awesome. All right, so beautiful. Okay, so if we wanted to add this to our website, or you see how right now it's blue and all this, well, we can, inside MyAiTeam, we can update this at any time. So we could say, make this red and black. Okay, so I could say this red and black branding. All right, and then there's also another software that I like to use if I wanted to say connect this to my database. Okay, so here's how I actually connect this inside a software called Cursor. Okay, so what I do is first you go to cursor.com, cursor.com. If you guys haven't already, download Cursor. And for some of you guys new developers and new AI coders, this might be a new step for you. Okay, so I'm excited. You can make all your updates and edits inside MyAiTeam. However, a lot of times you see this code. All right, it just updated this. All right, which is awesome. I like the branding. It looks pretty good. We could always go back if we click on history. We could always go back into our current code or past code. But let's just say we wanted to update just small little things, or we wanted to connect this to our database. All right, so here's what I like to do. If we wanted to, copy code, and I added this just to my website, this is our cPanel site. So I could go to cPanel, and I could come over here to our hosting. I could go to cPanel. So come over here as soon as I click this, boom, cPanel. And let's just say I wanted to add this site. So I'll go to cPanel and I go to File Manager. And if I want to add this web page to my web page, all right, this is going to be, I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call this new file new hire.html. All right, and then I'm going to hit create file. All right, and then if I go to my AIcodedgames.com and I go to /new hire, let's see exactly how did I capitalize anything? Let's see. Reload. Bam. All right, we go to our new hire. All right, new hire.html. I did capitalize it. All right, so new hire.html. If you see, this site is absolutely blank. All right, there's absolutely nothing here. Well, if I click on this little edit, right? So new hire, and I click edit, I could take the code that MyAiTeam gives. I could copy code right here, okay? Or the same thing, I could copy this whole entire thing, and I could copy it, and I could come over here and I could paste, all right? And I could hit save, and instantly this code is now deployed onto my website. All right, so now AIcodedgames.com /newhire.html is here. All right, so this exists. All right, well, let's just say I want to remove this application and I want to update my branding. All right, well, if I didn't want to do this in MyAiTeam and I wanted to use Cursor, because here's what I like to think. MyAiTeam is like, it gets me on the board. 90% of the way, it gets me there. All right, but afterwards, I like to make fine-tune edits with Cursor. So here's what we do. All right, we're going to go to Cursor, and this is just opening up Cursor for the very first time, and it's going to say open project. All right, well, I haven't created a project for this one yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it new folder, or whatever your project name is. So I'm just going to call it new hire. Okay. All right, and I'm going to hit create, and we're going to hit open. So this opens basically a blank folder for us in Cursor. Okay, on the left-hand side, you see how there's no files in it. Well, that's pretty much what we did. Okay, well, the same thing that we did on the server. So you see how we added this new hire.html. Well, we kind of need to do that over here in Cursor. Okay, so the same files over there is the same file over here. So you see this little icon on the left-hand side. Most of the time you won't see that, but on the left-hand side, you see this little new file icon. We're going to click that, and we're going to type in new hire.html, right? Same, right? It's the same file, same thing. All right, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to grab the code, copy code, and we're going to put this code over here into Cursor. So you see how this file is the same file here, and it's the same file here. Like it's all the same file. Do you see that? We're all working it. So watch this. So now in Cursor, I'm going to hit this button. It's called Command L on a Mac, or Control L, wherever you're at, if you can't afford a Mac. then it's something else. All right. But this one is Command L. Sorry if I insulted half the crowd. All right. So now we're in new hire. All right. So here's what we're going to do. In here, we have this chat. Let me give you some little tips of how I set up Cursor. One, I like to set up Sonnet 3.5 thinking. If you're watching this video in the future, it might be Sonnet 10, right? Use the best freaking model, right? But you could use all the different models in here. Inside Cursor, you're able to set up your settings. So you go to Cursor Preferences, and you could go to Cursor Settings, okay? Inside here, you have models. You're able to choose what models you want to use. There's little check boxes by them, so make sure you can choose them. I also like to set up rules, okay? So if you go in here into this user rules, look at the user rule that I have set up right here, okay? I have a rule that I know that Claude 3.7, it thinks a lot. So that means it just sometimes will think about a whole bunch of stuff, and then it will just keep doing stuff forever. And it's like, dude, stop it. All right, so here's what I like to say. I say, only do what is asked of you, nothing else. You must follow this rule. Be super strict about this. Simple is better. All right, so literally, like, this is what I have in here. And this is what I give as my brain rule, okay? So this is included with every time the AI sends something. All right, so I set this up. Then I come in here, and I like to use the agent in here because then it just kind of finds the files for me, all right? And now what we could say is I could say, make this red and black branding, all right? And I could say right in here, and I could hit enter. And here's what it's going to do. It's going to generate this right here. I love this right here where it says planning next moves, and it has like a little thinking thing. I really love this. All right, so it's essentially going to update this, and it thinks, and it only, what I like about Cursor is Cursor basically says, okay, here's your whole file, and I'm just going to update this one little part. So you see how right here, it's only updating. So if I go up, you see how you could see the red is what it removes, and the green is what it adds. Okay, so it's removing the red, it's removing this, taking away this part, and it's adding this green. You could individually accept each part, right? So I could say, I could review the code and I could say, yep, that's accepted. Yep, that's accepted. Yep. Or there's this little thing down here that just says accept all. 90% of the time, I just accept all. All right. I don't know what it does, but I just accept all. All right. And then this, now here, what do we do with this? Well, one, we could take this back into MyAiTeam, and I could copy the code and I could paste it right in here, and I could hit save. And you can see Cursor just updated the code right there. Bam. This is the update that Cursor gave us. Well, how do I deploy this to my website now? Well, if I wanted to put this on my website, I could come over here and I could do the same thing. I could hit save, and I could come over here and I could hit refresh. And then magically it's updated here, right? So MyAiTeam gives you the ability to add the code and instantly view the code here. And then you could preview the code. Right? You could also set up and share the links right here for visible, private, custom domain. You could set up a custom domain inside MyAiTeam. Or what I encourage you, even though I built MyAiTeam, I highly encourage you to put it on your own server. But you could also still use custom domains and stuff too, right? Totally up to you. So you can see literally I deployed this on here. Instantly it's on here. If I ever need to make updates, right, I could come back in up here and I could say, can you make the background white? All right. And so you can see right now I'm talking to it, and I'm having all of this previous conversation right here. You see how we're like, this was already a conversation. All of this is going to be part of this current conversation. Well, right now I'm talking about the background. Okay. Well, that's also has to do with how we said, can you make it black and red branding? Okay, so essentially I also like to make sure it's all fully done too. So you want to make sure it's done. Okay, so now we can update it. Let's see if we go into MyAiTeam. Let's see what happens. Update. Boom. Now we have new branding, which is my style. I could also update it on my server. Update here, refresh here, and it's updated. Okay, so it's updated in 3 places. Cursor is updated. It's updated in MyAiTeam, and it's updated in the website. Inside Cursor, it does have like a timeline, so you could go back in history. Inside MyAiTeam, there's a history, so you could also go back in history to be able to go this. So you have previous versions that you're able to use, okay? Same thing with these ones. It doesn't have a version, but there's something called GitHub. Haven't really figured that out. But hey, if you're in the comments and you laugh at me, please do. Or teach me your GitHub skills. Okay, so this is how I do it here. Also, if I ever need to make updates, okay, if I ever need to make updates that are not relevant to this, right? This is talking about the branding. So what I'll do is up here at this little cursor, new chat, I'll click on new chat. You can see past chats are down here. So if I need to go back, I could go back to this chat. But I could come up here and I could say, please remove the application, okay? All right, and I could hit enter. And now this, because this is a different topic technically, I don't want to have the branding topic in this topic. Like there's no need to have both of them talking. All right, so this is just literally going to update this new part. It's going to remove all of this, but it's still going to have my info. Once it's done with all the changes, I'm going to hit accept, take this, put it on my AI team. We could do both, right? Put it on my AI team. I scroll down. There is, if you have any questions, please contact us or visit my AI team. I love it. Vibe coding is here. And I could update this here, and then I could hit save. Okay, so if I refresh this, magically I don't have this. All right, now here, let me check. Let me show you something really cool. This is something that I built called the Software Template Toolkit. Okay, so if I go into AI Coded Games, and you can see how this whole entire website is all built, right? So this whole little website is all like nice. Well, I could hit login, and I could log into this, and you can see I have some tabs on the side, but I also, everything that you see right here is essentially part of the toolkit. So I could go into Tab Manager, and I could go into, these are my tabs, so I could adjust the tabs on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side in this middle part, right, I could add things to like the navigation, right? So if I wanted to add this page, let's just say new hire. Well, here's what I would do is I would add a header menu, and I could say hiring. All right. And I could say, here's my menu, and this is new hire. And I could also add it to my footer, right? So I could say hiring, and I could put here and no top menu, and I could hit save all changes, and it just saved this. And now if I go to my homepage of AI Coded Games, right? So AI Coded Games, you can see I have hiring up at the top. And if I click it, it says MyAiTeam AI Vibe Coding Developer. All right. And then you can see we have an application right on our website in a few seconds, basically by doing this. Okay. So this is the AI, basically, this is the AI starter kit. And if you ever want to get this, it's $500 a month, or $500 one time, not a month. And essentially, that gives you the starter kit to build software, build permissions. You can set who sees certain pages versus who doesn't see certain pages, all this cool stuff. So you could sell software. So that's kind of the advanced level of where I go with my coding is I always take this code and then I put it in some type of software and then I sell that software. All right. So that is my workflow of how I quote unquote vibe code. All right. Whatever with that name, man. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this helped you with my AI coding setup, and can't wait to see what you guys create. Love you guys. Talk